Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing, top table microphone, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing, testing. 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing, top table microphone, 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing, top table microphones, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2. Top table microphones, 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing, good. Testing the top table microphones, 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Top table microphones, 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Top table microphones, 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Testing the top table microphones, 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing, top table microphones. Is everybody happy? Excellent.
train let's get the train booked sooner rather than later because of the Friday, isn't it? So tickets go so. Yeah. No, but it's in England and He's been about 1996.
Not currently.
Take one on the other side as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's well. We'll kick off with the live section, then go into a little bit of a 10:30 tonight. We have mics around the room, so if you have a question, raise your hand and we'll come to you. If we're all ready, we'll kick off with George from the BBC.
Thanks, Dave. Mikel, hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
Before we do the exciting stuff, can we talk about the team news, please?
Yes.
Any good news to bring Arsenal fans? Obviously, Declan Rice not seen in training.
Yeah, we have to wait till tomorrow morning to see how a few of the boys are, and I make the right decision with them.
Okay, and what's Declan's issue, if you can disclose?
I don't want to do that. We have to wait and see how he is tomorrow, but obviously he wasn't available to train.
Okay, and any chance of Saka or Timber being back potentially tomorrow?
Maybe one of them, let's see.
Okay, and I just wondered sort of How do you reflect now on Saturday and the weekend's results? What have you said to the players and how have they responded in training?
Well, obviously it was a big disappointment and a hard one to take, especially losing at home when we have the opportunity to make that gap bigger and bring more certainty and get into this week in the best possible manner. But yeah, what we are trying to achieve is difficult, is challenging, is bumpy at times, and it's supposed to be like this. So you have to confront it, and what I basically said, guys, we are trying to do something, and in this competition that hasn't been done in the history of the club in 140 years. So that tells you the difficulty of that and what you guys are doing. It's the first time that we are 3 years in a row in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. The first time in our history. For other clubs, that's the daily meal. For us, no. So we value a lot where we are. We have the opportunity tomorrow to go to the semi-finals. We are competing to win the Premier League, and we're in a really strong position after 22 years without doing it. So we know the difficulty of that, but the beauty of it is that is difficult, that is challenging, and that's why we are so willing to do it.
You talk about back-to-back semi-finals in the Champions League and the Premier League. There is so much at stake. Mm-hmm. It sounds like it's going to be really hard just to get over, almost mentally, to get over the line. Once you do that, the mental challenge of doing it and achieving it can bring so much rewards down the line?
Yeah, but there are things that we've done. I mean, I repeat myself, we haven't been in this position in the Champions League ever in our history. So we have overcome a lot of hurdles that they were here for 140 years. So the team is doing something incredible because it's never been done before. So, yeah, we're going to go to the next step for sure. We have the ambition more than anybody else. And that's where the beauty lies on doing it. And we are there, and we are very, very close.
Okay, what do you want from the team tomorrow in terms of performance and from the crowd? Because it feels like it was a little bit stressed on Saturday, so there is so much at stake, there's so much excitement, Champions League quarter-final. What would you like to say to the crowd and the players, really, about what you want?
No fear, pure fire. That's it. Me, the first one. Pure fire. That's what I want to see on the players, on the people, on myself. That's it. Go for it because the opportunity is unbelievable. We are in April. We have an incredible opportunity ahead of us. Let's confront it. Let's go for it by really putting absolutely everything into it.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mikel. Can you give us an idea of your overriding emotions just now? Is there any worry, anxiety, or is it more...
Fire. I'm on fire. That's it, nothing else. I'm dreaming so much. I've done so much, to be in this position because I know how this club it was. I've done so much against anything that this is beauty. I just see beauty, opportunity, and yeah, I want to get it done for all these people that they've been in this journey with us. And because they deserve it, because it's been unbelievable. That's what is driving me every single day. I have zero fear. Fear I had when, if we don't get this done, this club, I don't know where it's going. That was fear. Now, there's no fear. It's just purpose, fire, direction, and conviction that we're going to do it.
Are you seeing this fire in your players?
Yes. Yes, big time.
You often use innovative methods to motivate your players. Whether you watch it or not, there's a lot of noise. There's pundits, there's ex-players, there's even like a City fan, I don't know whether you've seen it, at Stamford Bridge drinking out of an Arsenal bottle.
One fan, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have to get one fan that says something else. Over 60,000 that are incredible every time I'm at the Emirates. I don't get moved by that.
But do you maybe show your players this and say...
No, I show them all the players and people that love this player for what they are doing that is unprecedented in this club. That's where I put them.
Just finally, Mikel, it's 6.5 years nearly you've been here at the club. Is this the biggest, maybe the most challenging week?
The biggest opportunity of 6.5 years, yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Back at left wing, we'll go to
Hi, Mikel. I know you mentioned fire there, but last week you mentioned composure. And I was just wondering, when you spoke about that, was it more in terms of on the pitch stuff or just in general around the club, everybody, not just the players?
No, it was a comment made in certain context talking about certain topics, but not something that I have to demand to anybody.
And you've also spoken about, I guess, the players needing to deal with shifts in momentum in matches a little bit better. Is that something you think is linked to composure in any way?
No, sometimes it's to an action. I mean, we have, I don't know how many actions the other week where we break the opposition press. But a lot of situations we have the next advantage to go with so much space to run, and we give the ball away and it turns out to be a counter-attack. These are the moments that shifts momentum and shifts the emotional state of the game as well for both teams, and that's what we have to do better as well.
And just on Declan, I know you didn't want to get into specifics, but it seemed like in the second half he had an awkward landing. Was that part of his issue?
Well, and he's played a lot of games, and that's part of the issue. But he's going to try to do everything that he possibly can to be with us tomorrow, that's for sure.
Okay, we'll go to James from CBS on this side.
Hi, Mikel. I think everyone in this room knows why you don't want to give too much away on the team news front, and obviously that generally is how you like to answer those questions. But the sense I get from supporters is there's a bit of frustration that they're going to the ground, they don't know what the lineup's going to be, that maybe they're disappointed not to see a player they thought could really help. Could you explain to supporters why you are so closed off when it comes to the team news?
I don't see that on the supporters at all, and I know a lot of them, so I don't have that feeling.
I mean, certainly we can agree to disagree, but I think there are supporters that feel that way.
Well, yeah, because from 60,000, but the majority of that, they are so happy to see the team regardless who plays, because no manager, I think, if you give me a press conference when they give the lineup, then we talk about different things, but I don't think it's the case.
Okay, we'll go to Matt from Evening Standard.
Hi, Mikel. Bukayo's issue, is that one he picked up in the Carabao Cup final, or was he carrying it before that?
No, it was something that he was carrying for a while, yeah.
What is the injury?
Sorry?
What is his injury?
It was an Achilles issue, yeah.
And I think you said last week you hoped he'd be back for Bournemouth.
Who?
Bukayo, I think you said in this. Has there been any setback with that, or?
No, there is progression, but hopefully it's going to be a matter of days and not weeks, but he has to see when he's loading more how he responds to that kind of progression.
And are we at the stage of the season where you need players to sort of make themselves available and play through the pain, even if that means taking risks now?
But they are trying to do that, and we know how important availability is in this crucial period of the season. Obviously, we've been missing 4 or 5 starters now for weeks, which has an impact. So that's why we need them back. That's for sure.
We'll try to get round to everyone. There's obviously a lot of people here today, so we'll go to Harry from...
Hi, Mikel. You mentioned there the opportunities that you had to play through Bournemouth's press, and then how the sort of ball was given away and the moves would break down. Now you've had some time to look back at that game, and obviously you want to see a response going forward. How much of what you think the recent struggles have been are down to tactical approach versus player performance and the execution?
I'm not going to get into that. I understand the question, and it's good, but there is always a balance between the two, and there is no plan without execution. At the end, it's about the decision that is made on the moment and how good that execution is in relation to the decision. Otherwise, especially when you are attacking, there is very little end product.
And you mentioned that you're feeling sort of fire, and obviously your intentions going into Saturday were to help boost the atmosphere. In hindsight, is there a chance that by sort of making every game into a kind of cup final that it adds to the tension?
No, I never mentioned a cup final, but I think obviously the importance of every game, we know what it is. We've done the same in September, in October, in November, in the Champions League last year. I think the outcome of what you are trying to achieve at the end, or the success or failure, or your intention, is based on a result. And you have to accept that because this is football.
Tom, Football London?
Hi, Mikel. When a team loses, there's a temptation to kind of look at what went wrong, look at the mistakes, how can we improve those things. But is there also maybe an emphasis, instead of looking back on performances like against Bayern or Atletico and games where you've really dominated and done so well? And we talked last week about identity. So have you reminded the players really actually how good they can be?
Yes, and I try to do that as much as possible, especially in moments when they need to see that, because the first reaction, as you mentioned, is to look at the negative things that we've done that didn't allow us to win the game, but again, reinforce them, what they've done so well for 9 months to be in this position.
And obviously this is a big week with 2 huge games.
Yeah.
How challenging is it when you've got 2 huge games within that space of time to keep the focus on just the next one rather than both of them?
Well, I mean, the first one is that big and that important to get into the semi-final of the Champions League again, that there is no time to find a space for the weekend, that's for sure.
Ibrahim Bien?
Hi, Mikel. Pep Guardiola mentioned that he's doing well this period of time because of the sun. Why is the opposite in April, especially for Arsenal? Why this period of time? Always there is.
We love the sun as well, and especially. But then the sun, you have to win the games with the sun or no sun. September it was very sunny as well.
Second.
Mikel, hi, Mikel.
Yeah.
You mentioned about being in the quarter-final for 3 years in a row for the first time. Have you felt the need to sort of remind the players a little bit about what they've already achieved? Because everybody's talking about the next few weeks and what they could do, but is it a useful moment to say to them, look how far you've come?
No, but I think what I love as well about where we are is that there is no satisfaction about it, you know. And you haven't asked me any questions like, congratulations, you're going to be in the Champions League next year. Now it's like we take it for granted. So I'm assuming for the next 20 years this club, you're going to be taking for granted this, that you are fighting for titles in April, and c'est fini. That's okay. But it's difficult to do it. And I do value a lot what the players are doing, that's for sure.
Congratulations, you're going to be in the Champions League next year. I thought I should say that too.
Thank you so much.
Can I just ask you one about Victor Gyökeres? He, after the game on Saturday, he mentioned that he felt the pitch was a bit dry. And I wondered if you felt that was an issue, and obviously that's something you can rectify at home.
After losing a match, I learned some lessons. And after losing a match, don't talk about anything else than this, because he's coming back. Thank you. It's a great question, though.
We'll go to Phil from PA, and then we've got a couple from Portuguese media. So Phil from PA at the back.
Thanks. Hi, Mikel. Just sort of going back to what you've been speaking about how Arsenal are making history effectively with all these quarter-finals and top of the league. Do you think that the pile-on since Sunday has just been unfair and unwarranted given where you are at the moment?
I love the dissatisfaction of that we want much more, that this is why we are here. But as well, we need certain perspective, especially the players need the perspective that where they are in the Champions League and in the Premier League 14th of April. And that's a reality. And we need to embrace that, and it's supposed to be like this, because the higher you are, obviously, the bumpier it gets, and more demanding, and the line is thinner between being the best and being the worst is really, really thin, and you have to cope with that.
And also, presumably, I suppose there's an energy or a motivation to sort of prove those doubters wrong, the people that are, you know, saying that Arsenal might not do it again.
The motivation is to give to the people that they deserve, they are with us, what they are looking for. Not for the rest. The energy is on these people. 100%. That's the one that they deserve it.
So a couple of questions from Portuguese media. Firstly, CNN, Portugal in the corner here. SIC. Oh, sorry, SIC. Sorry, SIC.
Hello, Arteta, Bárbara Simões Nunes, SIC, Portugal. I want to ask you about Sporting. What surprised you the most at the first match at Alvalade?
No surprises. It's obviously the understanding of the quality that they have, and the different ways that they have to hurt you. And they are really, really good side. We knew that. They proved that in the first leg, and that's why we know that tomorrow is going to be a really tough match.
May I?
Okay, yeah, of course.
Miguel Carlos Albuquerque from RTP Portugal Television. I'd like to ask you what kind of Sporting do you expect tomorrow, because they are 1-0 down. What kind of Sporting do you expect? And Ullman will be on the team. Do you expect more difficulties with Morten Ullman on the 11 of Sporting? Thank you.
Yeah, the approach that they would have, I think they are always trying to be a team that is very, very dominant through their press, through the ball, and the longer the game goes in relation to the context on the game, they can approach and alter that like they've done in the league. So regarding to the results, they will modify that. We are ready for that as well, and we will apply what is necessary to win the game.
Okay, guys, that finishes the live section. We'll now go to 10:30 tonight. We'll kick off with Charlie from Spain.
Hi, Mikel. With Bukayo, I mean, how much of a concern
Eberiche, hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, man. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Not too bad. I just wondered, how are you feeling after your injury, really, and you're ready to play your part in what's at stake for Arsenal this season with what's left in the Champions League and the Premier League?
Yeah, for sure. Come back from the little calf strain. Feeling good now, feeling ready. And excited for the time.
Your manager's just been in. He's been very passionate about everything that's left and what this team can achieve. Can you just explain to us what he said to you since Saturday, what he's been like in the training ground? Because he sounds very much up for the fight of what you can win.
Yeah, for sure. We all know the position that we're in, the opportunity that we have, and we know what's at stake. Loads of confidence, loads of belief in the group, in our team, and it's special to be around. But yeah, the focus is on the opportunity that we have and taking it with both hands.
This is why you've joined Arsenal, though, isn't it? You've got Champions League quarter-final, possibly semi-finals to come, but then you've got a huge game against Man City. So this is what you're here for personally?
For sure. These are the moments that you want to play in as a footballer. You want to play in the high-stake games. You want to play in all the competitions. You want to win as much as you can. So it's a beautiful time, and for me, I'm so excited. I know my team is excited. I know the boys are. So yeah, we're gonna give everything for sure.
Hi there, Ebery. Look, there's been a lot of talk about a number of the players having a bit of scar tissue over what's happened in the past few seasons. You actually haven't had that. You've come in the summer with a number of other players who probably haven't had that experience either. Does that help you and your teammates that you haven't had that experience where you might think, gosh, this might happen again?
I think, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I feel like there's a freshness that comes with not having experienced negative things. But for me, from what I can see, from the teammates that have the mentality that's in the team, there's so much belief and so much confidence. So there's one thing to have bad experiences, but what you do with them and how you move forward from them is more important. And I can see that I've got a team full of guys who are ready. So yeah, for sure we're here to help the boys who have come in this summer. But yeah, the mentality is strong.
George mentioned it just before about Mikel Arteta and his messaging. Can you give us an insight into what kind of messaging there has been in the past couple of days, and also between the players, have there been any home truths exchanged and given what's happened in the last couple of weeks?
I think, yeah, the boss speaks well and he's passionate, and you can see the fire that he has in his eyes and his mind, and that's been pushed around the whole training ground. Again, we know the opportunity that we have. We know what's at stake. We know what's possible, and we've got an opportunity to make history as a club. And regardless of what people say outside, it's about us here and what we're doing, and we believe massively. We have so much confidence in what we're doing. So that's been the main message, just to focus on what we're doing, focus on this feeling that we have, and letting go of all the noise outside.
Just finally, you look very relaxed when you play from the outset. Is your mentality the same, and has that been tested at all in the last few weeks?
Tested? I wouldn't say tested. I feel like I've experienced football for long enough now to know how to carry myself, how to operate, and how to be the best version of myself on the pitch. And a lot of that is, being honest, not caring about what you guys talk about, and just doing what I do. I'm the professional, I'm the one that plays, and everyone has an opinion. Everyone thinks they know what's right and this and that. So for me, and as well as my teammates, I can see we've got the mentality now of just letting go and doing what we do best.
Thank you. Hi, Barry. Last week, Mikel talked about how you wowed him in how you your response and reaction to your injury, and what you were like in your rehabilitation process. Could you just talk a little bit about how you experienced that process and what it was that you were determined to do while you couldn't get on the field, but what you could do off the field?
Yeah, I think being injured is never fun. It's never enjoyable, but it's a opportunity. I would say for me personally, I see it as a test for myself on what I'm willing to do to come back as fast as I can, as safely as I can, but also be in a better position when I come back. And that's always been my focus. It's always how I've approached a rehab process. So I think maybe it's that, maybe it's just the energy and the fearlessness I have when it comes to doing what it takes to be back. And I guess that stems mainly from my faith, my belief. I just trust that all will be well as long as I'm trying my best.
And just lastly for me, the leadership group at the club that's been established. When Arteta spoke about you, and I don't know if there was part of your place at Palace where maybe you were a leader in that group, is there any ambitions on your side of things to become part of a leadership group at Arsenal at all?
Ambition? No. I think this team is full of leaders, and whether you're in a leadership group or not, you're still able to have a voice to speak and to say what you think. And I think ultimately that's the most important thing, whether you're in a leadership group or not. Of course, it's good because they can help speak for the players in a different way. But yeah, I feel like as long as I'm being myself and speaking when I want to speak and operating as I feel comfortable, I'm at ease.
I was going to go to Harry. Yeah, he needs the microphone.
Hi, Emery. One of the questions that has been discussed is how you've grown in terms of your overall influence on the team since you first arrived at the club.
Sorry, say again?
One of the things that's been discussed is how your influence over the course of the season has grown on the team.
Okay.
Do you think it was underestimated how big a challenge it is to come into a new team and know when to drop deeper, when to go further forward? Is it about finding the balance in new surroundings, and do people overlook that, do you think?
Do people overlook it? I think you guys, obviously, it's your job. So you're going to judge people, you're going to talk about how they're settling in and maybe not fully appreciate what it takes to settle into a club. Some people settle quicker, some people it takes a bit longer. In a team like this where it's so detailed and there's so many things going on, for a player like me who has come from a completely different background, it was a bit difficult at times, but for me it's part of the journey, it's part of what it takes to become a better player. And yeah, something that I'm enjoying now, for sure.
What would you say was the biggest challenge in terms of the adaptation? Was it the tactical stuff? Was it the physical level? What would you say was the biggest challenge?
For me, it was the tactical stuff. I think being at Palace, it was very different. The style of play, the way we saw the game. And coming here, there's just a lot more things to consider, which is normal because you're playing so many more games. There's so many different ideas of how to work and operate and be successful. So that does naturally take time, but of course, for sure, buying into it 100% because you know what the results will be.
Hi, obviously Arsenal not won the title for 22 years and have never won the Champions League. But it does seem that a lot of neutral fans don't want Arsenal to win. I mean, A, you must be aware of this, and B, does it puzzle you, and are you using this to fire you up?
No, I don't care. If I'm honest, I'm not too interested in what people think and how they feel about us winning. I just know that we've got a team that is more than capable and has proven that we're of the highest level. And when we do win, it'll be down to everyone else to deal with that, I guess.
John?
Hi. Can I just take you back to your injury and your recovery?
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, that's an injury that could take longer. And you
Yeah.
clearly showed a great determination and willingness there to kind of get yourself back on the pitch. Is that just how much the end of the season means to you, your determination? I mean, maybe you've got experience because you've had such a serious Achilles injury in the past. You know what it takes to get yourself back on the pitch. But just how much did you push yourself? How much does this mean to you now?
I'll say less so about this particular time. I feel like it's just whenever I'm injured, my aim is to come back as quick as possible. And if that means working overtime and doing stuff that maybe isn't conventional, then I'm going to do it. But I believe that, for sure, that confidence does come from the Achilles injury, how I worked, how I operated there, and the faith that was instilled in me when it comes to injuries and letting go of fear of having another injury or whatever it is. Just a peace of mind of trusting that my God's with me and the work that I'm doing is going to leave me in good stead.
Can I just ask you what the Champions League means to you? Because you're clearly a very stylish, skillful player. You must have enjoyed watching it down the years. This is clearly what you've dreamed about. You were talking there about the opportunity ahead for the rest of the season. What does the next 2 months mean to you? What does the Champions League mean to you?
Yeah, no, for sure the Champions League is special. Growing up watching it on TV and dreaming to be playing in this competition, having it as a goal of mine from a young age. So it's a very special thing and something I don't take lightly. And to be in a position where we can win the competition and where we've got the actual opportunity, for me, that's the most special thing. And I'm grateful to God for it.
Hi, Barry. Around this time last year, before the FA Cup final, you mentioned kind of staying true to your style of play in a kind of football world that is changing. And I remember speaking to a few people who were actually with you in the Arsenal Academy, and they said that was you even then, and throughout this season we've seen glimpses of that. Just with all the, I guess, information that you've mentioned you've had to take on this year, how have you found kind of staying true to yourself this season?
I would say it's something that you have to be conscious of all the time, because you are, as I said, you're in an environment, you're in an industry that at times, if you're not careful, can pull you away from yourself. And I know that the reason why I'm here is because of the type of player I am. So staying true to that is key. It's everything, really. And as long as I stop doing that stuff, I'm no longer the player that I can be, or the player that was even brought to Arsenal. So for me, that's the focus. As long as I'm being myself, as long as I'm playing the game how I see the game to be played, as well as supplementing with the ideas and things that are going on here at the club, for me, that's the perfect combination. And
when you signed for Arsenal, a lot of Arsenal fans kind of found a lot of your old tweets. Nothing bad, but just stuff that really showed that you were an Arsenal fan growing up. And one that stuck out to me was you were retweeting like comps of Arsenal's like 2006 season. I was just wondering, from a stylistic perspective, what that kind of Arsenal team inspired within you and your kind of style, because it kind of seems like it shines through.
I think there was a certain level of confidence and not arrogance, but it was just a belief within that squad. And for me, that's what football's about, walking onto a pitch and believing that you're that guy and you're part of that team. For me, that's the mentality, and they had that. And it's something that we've got as well, which is special to be a part of, and for sure something that dreams are made of, I think.
Hi. Earlier in the season, you've had some big moments against Spurs, against Bayer Leverkusen. At times, especially when you're not there and maybe Martin Odegaard's not there, there's maybe that missing piece of magic, piece of spark in the middle. Why do you think that is, and do you think now, up until the end of the season, you could be that magic spark in the middle to provide the assists for the forward players?
Yeah, I think that's like any team. There's players who have specific roles within the team, and if those players aren't there, then they're missing that, whatever it is that player brings. So it's very normal that if players aren't there, then they lose something, and that's in any position. But for sure, the aim is to be fit, to play, and to be available to help the team as much as possible in my case, and Martin's exactly the same. But yeah, that's the focus.
I think in December there's a game against Villa where I think you were substituted at half-time, and then for a while afterwards we didn't really see you start much, especially in the league. What was the change then? Was some of that in relation to maybe tracking back or defensive aspect of the game?
I would say that's just part of the journey of playing for Arsenal. There's certain responsibilities that you have, and maybe if you're not doing it to the best of your ability, there's another player who's potentially going to do it better. So that's the level that we're playing at. That's the level of competition that's in the squad. So me not playing wasn't something I understood and I can understand because of the level of football that we're playing here. So again, part of the journey, part of what it takes to win. That's the type of team that you want to play for sure.
Last couple.
Hi, Eze, Bárbara Simões Nunes, SIC Portugal. I'd like to ask you what it's like to work with Victor Gyökeres and if you have already learned something to him.
Yeah, he's a he's a good guy, man. He's a very good guy. He's a special character and a special player. He's someone that will give everything on the pitch, and you can see how willing he is to leave everything on the pitch. And for me, that's it's inspiring, and that's the type of people that you want to be around, because it's infectious. When you see him working, it makes you want to work. And of course, he's a killer when it comes to finishing, so you know that if he has a chance, he's going to take it. So yeah, massive help to the team. He's someone that is a leader, and yeah, we trust him massively.
We'll do the last question.
Hi, Carlos Albuquerque from RTP Portugal Television. I'd like to ask you what kind of Sporting do you expect tomorrow, and if Arsenal do you consider the big favourite to go to the semi-finals? Thank you.
Well, we've seen how they've played from the last game, but we don't know how they can come. They could completely change. It's hard to speculate on that, but the main focus is how we're going to play, how we're going to operate, and allowing that to be the main focus, because if that's the case, then we trust that we have enough to put in the best performance possible and to win the game. So that's our mentality, that's how we're focusing on the game and being very much centered on ourselves.
And
Favourites? To go through? Well, we're winning 1-0, so I'm trusting that as long as we do what we can do and perform how we can, it's very possible.
Cool. We'll end it there. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whose phones? So bad. I feel really bad.
Have you got mine?
Yeah, I got it.
Cool.
Good luck, guys. Oh, yeah, the picture.
Theo, I need to remember said. So I'm from around. I haven't even. So I played for the last one. I didn't know what yeah. Right. Thank you.
I